Hi, I'm Randle here in Texas.
And I'm Matt in Michigan. Today we are talking about a movie that it's celebrating its 20th anniversary. It came out in the year 2000. It is American Psycho. It is the movie where Batman kills the Joker. And you actually get to see it. So, Randall, it's been out for 20 years. What do you think about this movie?
I think that American Psycho is more relevant today than when it came out. You have to think about it. It came out in 2000. It takes place in the 1980s. And even in 2000 when it came out, it was satire of the 1980s successful businessman, the American dream, um, and what men could get away with. Even in 2000 when it came out, and you have to remember this was directed by a female director, uh, it was definitely poking fun at all of those things. Now, post the Me Too uh, years that we've been through, American Psycho actually makes more sense for some people to watch now than it did then.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a different. As I watched it the first time, I'm kind of like, all right, I think I know what this movie's about. And then each time I watch it afterwards, I'm kind of question a lot of the meaning of it. And like you said, this movie is a lot about, men with wealth. How they don't even really know who each other is. No one can get each other's names right. Especially kind of like at the end when Patrick Bateman's own lawyer went through three different names. Like, oh no, you're so and so. Oh no, you're so and so. And, you know, Bateman, and he's like, Bateman, the Christian Bale's character, he's like, I killed, Jared Leto's character earlier, and his lawyer's like, no, you couldn't have because I was with him in London. So either he actually was with him in London, or he knows he's dead but's just lying about it because he told other people that he was in London or that time, or he was in London that time and was with people there who he thought was Jared Leto.
I have definitely thought that this is just all covered up. He's a rich, successful white businessman in New York, and when he goes back to Jared Leto's character, or sorry, not Michael, Paul Allen, goes back to Paul Allen's apartment after all of it, and he's trying, he's gonna go clean up what hath wrought, and it's all already cleaned. The real estate agent's in on it. The lawyer's in on it. It's a cover up. He's a powerful white man. That's what I'm saying. That's my interpretation of it. You're right that these rich white people, are also not able to even bother to know each other. They don't really know each other. They're not really friends. But it's like with Harvey Weinstein. He just years and years of covering up. Bill Cosby, years and years of powerful men covering things up. I just think that's what this movie's about. It's about rich white people being able to do whatever they want. Albeit Bill Cosby not white, but rich and powerful.
Well, yeah, you gotta think it's all about rich and powerful people, especially rich and powerful men, and everyone's kind of got like stakes. They don't really care about what's really going on or who people really are. They're just worried about their status. You're talking about how all those bodies and stuff, and everyone's acting like nothing happened, because if you think about it, I mean, it's a multi-million dollar whatever, condo or apartment. Who is going to want to pay millions of dollars for that if they find out that there's a bunch of bodies in it? So, it's better for the people who own that property to act like it never happened. But it was kind of interesting. When I first watched this movie, I was kind of like, all right, what is real and what's not real? Because some of it is just absolutely over the top, like comical over the top. And that's the thing too. I was watching this with someone who's never seen it before, and they're like, this is not what I was expecting. I watched it with Katie, and Katie was like, I was thinking this was going to be like a slasher kind of thing, but it's not. Like, even some of like the killings, One scene I'll talk about in particular is when he's being chased by the cops, and the cops like stop, and they all have like their guns out on him, and then Patrick Bateman pulls out his gun and just starts firing at the cops, and they're falling over and their cars are exploding, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of thing like it's absolutely crazy, like how much of this is actually happening in the movie and how much of it is just like him in his head.
Yeah, and there's definitely precedent. So this movie starts out, and Patrick Bateman, which is Christian Bale's character, is on the cusp of a mental breakdown, and you get to see throughout the movie as he descends into this madness of, the only way he can feel is through killing. The only way he can emote is through doing these gruesome things, and he admits to himself at one point and to his secretary at one point, I don't know if I can control myself. And you keep seeing throughout the movie, there are times when what he's thinking, he says, oh, I'm going to do this to you. But he doesn't really say it. So from some perspective, maybe you're right. Like, he looks at the gun after the police car explodes, and he's like, could that have really happened? So there is potentially an aspect of how much of this is just Patrick Bateman actually going crazy.
And we're talking more about some of the themes earlier. He was getting mad at his secretary because she's almost like the too easy of prey when he's like having the breakdown on the phone, and she's like, Patrick, where are you, kind of thing, what's wrong? And he's like, just say no. Kind of thing. Like, you're just, it's almost like too easy of a prey and stuff for him at then. And yeah, I mean, another thing that's kind of comical is William Dafoe's character, the detective, the police detective. He has throughout the movie, he has Patrick Bateman, nailed. He knew that Huey Lewis was playing when he killed, Paul Allen, kind of thing. It's one of those things where he's like, there's Patrick Bateman's like, I'm not gonna get out of this. There's no way I'm gonna get out of this. And then when they're having that lunch meeting where you think William Dafoe is gonna be like, yeah, I know it's you, I got you. He's like, oh no, this other, the guy who you claim to be or whatever says that, you were with him. So, that's, you guys are each other's alibi.
Yep. And then there's the if you go further down the rabbit hole and like just how crazy is he? Maybe he is both of them. Maybe he is Paul Allen and maybe he is Patrick Bateman, and he's living this kind of weird double life. But that's if you go way crazy. I'm not willing to entertain that particular avenue.
Which I think goes on to that. I think as I'm going through, I think you can pick out different things in this movie each time you watch it.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is one of those movies that is rewatchable. I just watched it, and if I watched it again, I might catch something else. It has that kind of crazy. There's so much going on, and there's so many different things, and there's so many different interpretations of how you could take this movie. Ultimately, though, I would stand by it's more relevant today in 2020, 20 years after it came out, than it was when it came out. It's a satire of powerful men in powerful positions covering things up. It is something that if you haven't seen it, you definitely should go watch it. Just know that it is not safe for work. It's about a serial killer, going crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, definitely would not recommend, kids and stuff see this movie. Definitely for adults.
So, we're going to do some more of these movies celebrating their 20th anniversary, maybe some older ones as well, but it's fun to look back 20 years ago, year 2000, see what came out. So if you like this kind of content, make sure to give it a like. make sure to give us a subscribe. We have already done a couple of these, so you'll be able to see them coming out, and I'll make sure to link them if we get a chance. Right now, I'm Randall in Texas. Have a great day.
I'm at Michigan. See you guys.